I'd like to call to order the Hideaway Hills Club Board of Trustees meeting on September 21st, 2021. Everybody is here and accounted for with the exception of Tim Weibel, who is notified us ahead of time he would not be here. May I have a motion to adopt this agenda?
So moved.
I have Doug Parker
I'll second.
and Annie Kerrigan that's seconding the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The president's report. I've officially been here a little over a month. And the first month has been pretty busy trying to get up to speed on everything that's happening. I would call it, in my opinion, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's been a lot of great things that have happened since I came on the scene. In the last month, we've had a formulation of a communications person that would help us out with looking at our audio video equipment, and hopefully has us straightened out as of this evening. I might add that the funds to buy said equipment and get us straightened out were all donated. So that was a positive. We also had money donated for the rework of the ORV track, which was pretty big stuff. ORV doesn't get a whole lot of love. I got a special place in my heart for the ORV guys. And we had a member that hadn't been down there in quite some time that went down, was very impressed with the job that was done by the ORV committee, and promptly donated $3,000 to the committee, just because he was so happy with what they had done. We've had other things like concerts. The Calcutta's come and gone. The Calcutta dinner, I heard all kinds of positive things about the dinner that was there for the Calcutta bids. We've got a member that stepped up and said that he wants to take a look at what it would take for us to upgrade our basketball court down front, which is in huge need of some love. It's been what it is for quite some time. We originally looked at doing something with that when we did when we fixed the dam, but we decided not to. We continue to see good things come from what's happening up here at the lodge, both in terms of service and food. And we've also had and read through some things where we've had some neighbors that were able to that had some issues between each other that were able to talk across the fence and get some things resolved, both in terms of property matters and some civil things that went on. Which is proof positive of the fact that, we can still talk through things and arrive at a mutual agreement as to how to fix things. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention also that people were wildly crazy about the airport fly-in, which is something that's just unique in and of itself, and was well attended again this year. So, those are some of the highlights of the good. I would reference, as far as the bad is concerned, we've still got a labor shortage across the board in all facets of Hideaway Hills as far as our workforce is concerned. We've seen some challenges in getting supplies from some of our vendors. We've had to roll with some of the changes that they've implemented because of some of the things that are going on in the world today. And we also are still tasked with addressing two members of our Board of Trustees. For those of you that are unaware, we were given a petition on August the 18th calling for the removal of two of our Board of Trustees. And we're going to have to navigate through it and make sure that it's done properly and legally. As far as the ugly is concerned, unfortunately, we still continue to deal with employee abuse. Those of you that know me from my past tenure on the board and in the management committee also, this is something that's just not tolerate. It's very small tolerance for people that want to say things to our employees and treat them bad. And, you know, that's just without question something we will not tolerate back then or going forward. And then we also continue to receive various emails for different things throughout Hideaway with people that don't know the facts or haven't taken time to look at the facts or understand them before they send emails. And I'm not referencing just one thing, but we do get a lot of emails from people that that just quite honestly don't make sense until we spend the time to look through and see whether or not it warrants a response or what kind of response it warrants. So, I mean, that being said, you know, the bad things we're working through, the good things we all enjoy. The ugly things are just things that we're not going to tolerate. And that's kind of my observation after a little over 30 days in the position. Any questions? Nope. Okay. I would ask for the review of the August board minutes and motion from Linda Hodge.
I motion that we approve the August minutes.
I second.
Who was that?
Cabot.
Cabot's seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Cabot, can you give us the treasurer's report in motion as well?
Sure. August is probably, if not the busiest month, certainly one of them, and there was a lot of
Excuse
movement.
me, I think we missed correspondence. Were there any correspondence?
Oh,
on the
I
agenda?
apologize. Good catch, Linda.
Oh,
And there is correspondence. I'm sorry.
well, I don't know if it's officially correspondence, but I'm gonna read a bunch of things that we've got to read. These are resolutions about dealing with bank signatures given the new board. So I have to read all of these and then we need to make a motion and second and then vote. So resolution number 1, be it hereby resolved that effective immediately, the following named people are authorized signers and may conduct banking business on behalf of those of the Hideaway Hills Club with Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan regarding Hideaway Hills Club bank accounts. Chaz Cross, President, J. Cabot Ray, Treasurer, Jeffrey Harper, GM, Penny Johnson, Assistant General Manager. All previous resolutions are hereby null and void. I make a motion that we accept this resolution.
Second.
Is that
Eric
you,
seconds.
Eric?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.
Okay, next resolution. Be it hereby resolved that effective immediately, the following named persons are authorized signers and may conduct banking business on behalf of Hideaway Hills Club with Merchants National Bank regarding Hideaway Hills Club bank accounts and all certificates of deposit. Jeffrey Harper, GM, Penny Johnson, Assistant GM, Chaz Cross, President of the Board, Cabot Ray, Treasurer. All previous resolutions are hereby null and void. I move that we accept that resolution.
Second.
Was that Eric?
Doug.
That was
Doug? Sorry.
Over
It's all in favor?
here.
All opposed? So moved.
Okay, number 3. Be it hereby resolved that effective immediately, the following named people are authorized signers and may conduct banking business on behalf of the Hideaway Hills Club with Union Savings Bank regarding Hideaway Hills Club bank accounts. All accounts: Chaz Cross, President, Cabot Ray, Treasurer, Jeff Harper, GM, Penny Johnson, Assistant GM. All previous resolutions are null and void. I move that we accept that resolution.
Have a second?
Second.
Who seconded?
Linda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Okay, be it hereby resolved that effective immediately, the following named persons are authorized signers and may conduct banking business on behalf of the Hideaway Hills Club with Vinton County National Bank regarding Hideaway Hills Club Board of Trustees, bank account number 3175502. Chaz Cross, President, Cabot Ray, Treasurer, Linda Hodge, Secretary. All previous resolutions are hereby null and void. I move that we accept that resolution.
I'll second.
Seconded by Cabot. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So
Finally-
moved.
Final one, be it hereby resolved that effective immediately, the following named persons are authorized signers and may conduct banking business on behalf of the Hideaway Hills Club with Vinton County National Bank regarding Hideaway Hills Club bank accounts numbers 1645523, 1644435, 141495, 30293, 800316820, and all certificates of deposit until such time that this resolution would be replaced or revoked. Jeffrey Harper, General Manager; Penny Johnson, Assistant General Manager; Chaz Cross, President; Cabot Ray, Treasurer. All previous resolutions are hereby null and void. I move that we accept that resolution.
Second, Eric.
Seconded by Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thanks for repeating your name, Eric. For those of you that don't know, I have new hearing aids, so I'm struggling a bit as I get them dialed in. That being said, Mr. Cabot Ray, can we have the treasurer's report in motion, please?
Certainly, again, a busy month. August was. September, for the first half, has been very busy too. We've had a lot of movement, but financially, it seems as though these committees are in pretty good shape. We started the month of August with $162,724.47. We ended August with a balance of $159,521.17. So just a little over 3,000 with all that was done. That's pretty healthy. I would like to make a motion now that we accept this report for August 21.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Mr. Jim Sigafus, Management Committee report.
Thank you, Chaz. The HIBE Management Committee report as of September 21st, 2021. The Management Committee has approved the purchase of an RFID gate system through Signature Controls. We are working on answering several implementation questions so we can communicate this to the membership prior to moving forward. We are still working on a final proposal and implementation issues. So we were presented at the October board meeting. I originally reported we had presented tonight, but we just were not in a position to do that tonight. The management committee will be working on its 2022 and beyond capital and equipment depreciation budgets over the next several months with a target to present to the board in December. Some of the capital items on the budget will include lake enhancement, including dredging and silt traps, golf course improvements, and a new security building to handle package volume. We need to replace one of the two backhoes next year, which will be over $100,000, depending if we buy new or used. As part of the utilities project, the club has the opportunity to have the contractor bore an underground electric feed line to the lodge and pool area, eliminating some of the overhead lines. The management committee has approved $18,000 for this project and would like to get board approval for this project. This will get spent out of the capital funds. It is on the agenda later down in new business.
Judy was wanting to know what were the eardrops for and why a steroid shot?
What?
What?
Can you mute people, Jeff?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have
Uh,
You're getting a steroid shot.
all right. The Lakes Enhancement Project Group has been working diligently to put together a draft plan of maintenance and improvement on all our lakes. We'll present that plan to the board in October to use as a guide in our 2022 budget planning. Road safety initiative, this initiative is still ongoing with additional mirrors being put up and foliage being removed when maintenance has time. The chip and seal roads will be remarked after they are completed later this month. And the management committee is finalizing bids for a UTV to replace the aging Suzuki mini truck. It gets used on the golf course and under lakes, around the lakes. We hope to bring a proposal to the board in October for approval. Questions?
Jim, I've had at least a couple of emails on the RFID portion with some questions from members that are asking, and they're legitimate questions, and they're probably not anything that would surprise you, such as being able to hack into the system, get a reader card and generate their own or whatever. Will there be an opportunity for the members to ask those questions directly, or how you want us to field those if we get them?
I think once we get our implementation package together, we can go back to Signature Controls and ask them specifically, like what's the security of the system? I mean, RFID is being used at hotels, Easy Pass. I go to my car wash, it's got an RFID tag on there. So these systems are pretty secure. Jeff can speak more to this. He's been in the hospitality industry for a long time. So if you could hack it with that easily, then why would you just hack Easy Pass or something to that in nature?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty large spend, right? And so people are going to have questions and people are going to have concerns, I mean, the bottom line is that this isn't something you've asked us to approve yet. So, I mean, it's still in the planning stages, although I think you're well on your way with it, right?
Yeah, there was just some details we needed to work out. I didn't feel comfortable bringing it to the board tonight until we had some of those details worked out, and we'll be able to answer all the questions at that time.
Okay. Hopefully, once we get to the stage where we can vote on it, it'll cover some of those things that people would have concerns about or questions. If you would like, I can forward emails to you,
Why don't you get them to me?
Jeff? Okay. And that way you can see them and then maybe have some ready-made answers by the time it comes to a vote. Any other questions? Thank you,
Probably
Mr.
We'll
Sigafood.
probably be selling the Suzuki mini truck. If anybody is interested in that fine piece of equipment.
I'm sure they'll line up at Jeff's door to buy the mini truck. Okay, thanks, Jim. Jeff Harper.
All right, delinquencies first. As of August 16th, delinquencies for the primary assessment are at $24,067. As of September 15th, $18,360. The big difference being there that we removed a rather large long-term delinquency. Road delinquencies as of August 16th were $4,020, and as of September 15th, $2,860. Questions on delinquencies? Okay. Lodge and clubhouse updates. We do have our first wine flight in place, with another one coming within the next couple of weeks as we roll out the fall menu. And I've seen a preview of it. It's got some pretty nice stuff on there. Some of the old favorites are staying. We'll have some nice new some new what promises to be favorites as well. We're looking at the first week of October for that. So I'll have the new wine flight ready by the time about at the end of the week. And then we are basing, after talking with management committee, basing the adjustments to the food and beverage outlets hours upon weather. Instead of just saying, okay, this is the hard date, we're going to do it, regardless of what the weather is, we'll actually look at when it starts getting more miserable outside and then make that change. Staffing updates. I am actually happy to announce that security is fully staffed.
Yeah, good.
As of Monday, this coming Monday, we've got a new full-timer hired that'll begin on Monday when Randall's back from vacation. and a part-timer hired 2 weeks ago. So there'll be plenty of training going on. But we do have it fully staffed at this point. Chip and seal project. Well, as everybody saw, it rained today, so we did not start. Rick is ready to go. I want to say the contractor went a little bit up north where the rain dries up a little bit faster, and we're going to try again next week when there's less rain in the forecast. Email blast went out. Fall cleanup dates October 6th through the 13th. We're going to do Wednesday to Wednesday. Again, October 6th to October 13th. And then I'll be out of the office after Friday of this week. Expected to work from home, probably starting on the 29th, once I get all the anesthesia out of me, for a week or two, and then come back and hobble around as best I can. That's it.
Okay.
Why will you be hobbling around?
Hip replacement.
Ooh.
Fun times.
Yeah.
As I get older, those types of things resonate with me. And I love the fact that we've got the cleanup coming because, you know, the day after the last one, my wife said, "Hey, what about this?"
Sure, it was your wife, Chaz.
Yeah.
I got a nice table and chairs for you guys.
Thanks, Jeff. Now I got all I need. Thanks, Jeff. Let's go to committee business and reports. And also, I might add that we are going to confirm the committee reps for the board tonight as well, a little later on in the program. Who wants to start?
I can start.
Let's start
Doesn't
this.
matter how
Does
many
anybody
people
have
are
any?
on there. Yes,
Okay.
yes. From the Lakes Committee, I first want to start off by making a motion to pay the difference in the amount previously approved versus what was the actual cost for the Blacktop project that was completed last week.
Okay.
Those numbers are officially, as I understand it, and I think I have the record right on this, but anyway, the original approval with the board was for $3,150. The actual cost turned out to be $3,205. So I would make a motion to approve the difference and pay that additional cost.
I'll second.
Second.
We got a second from Cabot Ray. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I might add too, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Yeah, it really looks nice. Yeah.
Okay, the next thing I've got is basically kind of a heads up at this point. I believe I even saw an email come out, or was it's probably an email. Anyway, something or on Facebook or wherever it was about this project kicking off. In head of it is Courtney and Kevin Fleeman, and we'll call it the Candle Sale Project, and it's been called a number of different things. The Catalog Candle Sale Project, but in any case. The paperwork has all been submitted at this for this fundraiser, and I think there will be a link available there. I think they're talking about shortening it, as a matter of fact, because it was a very long link, and it was kind of confusing. But anyway, shortening that link so people can easily grasp it and click on it and understand what's going on. And so this is called. It says, what is it? The candles are Crossroads candles. I think I've seen those in stores before. And as I understand it, that's primarily what they'll be selling. I think there are a couple of other brands in there. But in any case, this is an internet catalog fundraiser. And I'm trying to remember, we had an e-vote on that, didn't we? Yeah, we did. I was going to say, we already approved this. I just wanted to give you a little bit more information on it at this point. And just remind you, if you haven't seen it, it's up and running, I believe, at this point. To the best of my knowledge, based on something I saw today. So anybody have any questions about that I won't be able to answer? I'll try.
It's
No?
just a general fundraiser. For
Yes, the Lakes Committee,
not
I'm sorry,
specific
yes.
for Any aspect.
Nope, not that I know of. It's not targeted for anything in particular. A couple of other quick things, just to mention, this is from the meeting last month, the Lakes Committee meeting. And people are probably saying, well, is he Lakes Committee rep? And I said, well, I guess I am at this point. So anyway, I was at that meeting, and a couple of things I'd just like to note. that were discussed there. One is the geese, which is a topic that's also near and dear to my heart because I chase them at my place, our place. So anyway, that's something that everybody's, I think, is back on the table, and it needs to be because they have gotten very much out of hand at this point. I know Sue Pyle has been trying to get the silt dam engineering study from the engineers. There's been a delay in their work, getting their work done, but join the club. Everybody I talked to today is behind on everything. So they're running a little bit behind on that. So she's still waiting for that full report on that. And noted too that amenities 2022 could require another silt pond study. So we keep things clean, basically. I think that's the way to put it. Just a quick reminder that pontoon removal will be October 16th. And the new shrink wrap company this fall is Wrap It, R-A-P-IT LLC. And I believe they were doing work last year at Lake Choctaw, if I remember correctly. Off the top of my head.
I sent them an email last night. I saw that on the Facebook page, and
Okay.
they responded within
Okay.
a half an hour.
Okay. All righty. Anybody have any other questions? I think that's all I got.
Doug, is the trailers need to be moved by, is it October 10th out of the baseball field or they get fined?
Sorry, I forgot about that. That's one thing I didn't print off.
No, that's okay. Is it
Yeah, what
October?
is it? Was it?
Yeah, it's the 10th.
All right. I just want to make sure.
I'm
we
sorry.
set it
Thank you.
For
Yeah.
members.
Hey, and
Okay.
Doug, you may know this, you may not, and maybe Jeff, Jim, you can weigh in too. What have we been currently doing as far as the geese are concerned and the area that we just sealed on the pavement? I mean, because it looks pretty good every weekend versus last year.
There really hasn't been any action. I mean, we've got the depredation permit, but nobody that is really acting on that at this point.
So it's just dumb luck.
Mhm.
Okay, so be it.
Well,
And Doug chasing the geese away.
Well, that's at his
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
That's not a.
Oh.
I threw it back down to.
His dam's a little shorter.
Yeah.
But we've got the geese over there, the plastic geese, don't we?
The swans.
Swans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I think that worked for a little while, didn't it?
Yeah,
If I remember.
around a lot. And at the beach, we were trying to have, you're not allowed to have dogs on the beach, but members go down there, a member go down there with their dog, like nobody's around, just try to run them off. We don't want dogs on the beach, as a normal practice, but.
I thought
trying
that
to run
maybe
it-
was what we were doing up at the dam.
No, I mean, we don't have it organized. We need a person that's retired that's willing to do the depredation permit. I mean, it's tough when there's a lot of people around. Where the geese are to try to have you got to do things in a safe manner and shoot at them, and it's just frankly hard.
Well, and just for the
Especially with
record.
Doug's porch and blast away.
Well, I just recognize a former management committee member, as a matter of fact, and Paul Heimberger, who sadly passed away, and he was a terrific guy, and I got to know him pretty well. I was fortunate in that. But one of the things that he got started here, for those of you who don't know, was the geese depredation program, where they actually went out and shot some. There were obviously some people who weren't real keen on that, but it was a very, very small minority. Quite honestly, they did that, and Paul had organized it. We haven't had anybody in that sort of mindset or position for some time now, so it's got to be restarted.
And that's kind of why I asked the question, because I didn't,
Yeah.
There are
I know
three
we
people
didn't
on
have
the
that.
permit. I'm one of them.
All that with a permit, you have to be.
You have to be listed on the permit.
Yeah.
So I'm on it, Jim Hiles, and Dwayne Mickey.
Are they working or are they retired?
I think everybody's working. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
well, see,
why
that's
the-
the difference. Paul was retired and he was
He did
devoting
fine
that
doing
time.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
People aren't around during the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Fair
we
enough.
just need to rethink who we look for someone that can do that.
Another thing that I learned from Paul at that time was addling eggs. Now, I didn't do it. I wasn't authorized to do that at that time, but I know what he did and where he did it and how he would scout those things out. But that was another thing that I felt had eliminated some of the geese overpopulation at that time. And I talked to a couple other people at ODOT, What's the other? Yeah,
ODNR.
ODNR, excuse me. I was talking ODOT people too, but anyway, ODNR people had shared with me that that is a very effective way of doing it. If you're willing to spend the time and hunt down the eggs, and be very careful when you do that too, by the way, because the geese aren't very fond of people coming up and addling their eggs. So that's another thing that we can consider too. But again, it's easy to say and a lot tougher to do. And I recognize that. So anyway, just a little.
I like
history stuff again.
Jim, Dwayne, and Jim Hiles being the ones that hunt down the eggs. Yeah,
Especially Easter egg
So-
hunt.
Yeah, yeah.
good deal. Who else has anything?
I do.
Annie Kerrigan.
Yeah. So the social committee had a successful deck tour on August 20th, and in addition, their final concert of the year with Pop Gun on Labor Day weekend. Their next committee event is the Chili Cook-Off, which is scheduled for Saturday, October 16th from 3 to 5 p.m. at the amphitheater. I have a few funding requests to get approved. I'd like to make a motion to approve paying $376.76 to Taylor Rental for the concert table and chairs from the social committee funds.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Linda Lonzinger. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So move.
I'd like to make another motion to approve reimbursing $75 to Steve Forgy for the concert table and chairs from the social committee funds.
Do I have a second? Eric Lapp. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So move.
I'd like to make an additional motion to approve $27 for the chili cook-off supplies and prizes for the winners from the social committee funds.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
$27.
Sounds like some big time prizes.
Mhm. Well, the prizes are actually like $100, $50, and I forget what the other prizes. So these are other prizes. And that's all I have for social. I have some items for the Organic Garden Committee. The Organic Garden Committee has had a really good season of growing. They've been very pleased with all the rain we've gotten this year. At this point, there may only be one bed coming open in the spring, and they have 7 people on the waiting list. They had requested previously that they get their Garden Arts Festival approved. We don't know if it was approved, so I'm going to make the motion that we approve the Organic Garden Committee reserving Saturday, July 16th, 2022 for the Garden Arts Festival from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a rain date of July 23rd.
Second.
Who was that?
Munting.
Linda.
Linda Lonzinger, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So move.
I'd also like to make a motion to approve paying $231.24 to Greg Patassin from the Organic Garden Committee funds for a replacement cover for the pergola and gas for equipment.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So move.
And finally, a motion to approve paying $21 to Drake Reese from the Organic Garden Committee funds for tomato spraying.
Second.
Seconded by
Cabot.
Cabot Ray. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So move.
And that's all I have.
Who's next?
I just have a couple of things from Chapel Committee. Great summer. Wanted to thank the Hideaway Hill neighbors and friends for their support of the mum sale on 9/3 and 9/4. It netted the Chapel Committee nearly $1,400 after expenses. After a year off, Chapel Committee is happy to announce that our candlelight Christmas Eve service will return at this point at 5 p.m. on the 24th. I want to say a special thank you to all the volunteers that did an outstanding job with things like a memorial bench this year, trees and plaques. There are discussions for a memorial board next year to have plaques that can be placed there in memory of HAH residents. That's next year. Also, sails above the chapel help to keep people a bit cooler. The chapel hopes to add a 4th sail and stronger permanent supports next year for those sails with hopeful amenity funding. That's all I have from Chapel, and you took care of Organic Gardens, so that's it for me.
Okay, any other committee reports and or fund requests?
No.
Eric?
All the way to me. Okay. I just got activities for youth. Already has a harvest party scheduled for and approved for, I believe it was October 8th. They would like to add a pet parade to the party and registration fees benefiting the spay and neuter programs we've got. She's got it as TNR, and I can't remember what that stands for.
Perhaps neuter release.
Okay, so for that subcommittee to for funds to fund them. So in short, I'd like to say a motion to approve allowing the activities for youth committee to have a pet parade.
Do you have a date?
October 8th. It's
It's
harvest party.
Oh, they want to
Combined
do
with
it at
the
the same.
harvest, yeah.
I want to add that to the harvest party function.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Cabot Ray.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay. Is that it, Eric?
That's me. That's all I
Okay.
got.
So under Utilities Committee is the Road Safety Subcommittee. And they will be ordering 4 more 32-inch mirrors that'll be installed at the corners where certain members have mentioned concern on not being able to see around the corner. The lines and mirrors are getting a lot of positive feedback from members, management, and the board. Additional lines with glass beads for reflectivity will be completed when the chip and seal is done. And lines with the reflective beads and mirrors have been installed on the dark side with positive comments. Many thanks to members for their generosity and to Rick and maintenance team for their continued help on that. And donations are still being accepted for continued improvements in this area. Just drop off your check to the office and write road safety on the memo on the check. And then with regards to the utility committee, Trenton, who is doing the boring and open cut to bury hollow pipes, is ahead of schedule. Once they're done, another company called New River comes in and they'll put the electrical cables in the underground pipes. This is a foreign language to me, so I'm just telling you what was written for me here. Spectrum, AT&T, and Frontier are still going to remain in the poles as of now. And once South Central Power is fully buried, the poles will be topped, so only 3 communication companies are on them and sold. It will be then the communications company responsibility to maintain them thereafter. There are details of that project, and those are at both mail rooms on the bulletin boards. Also, as a reminder from Utilities Committee, the resource directory is available for those, anyone who is interested, and tons of people have offered up their skills for the benefit of Hideaway Hills projects, and they're willing to consult on projects where expertise can be used for various committees, maintenance, the board, or management. Hundreds of skills and vast knowledge database of members are available. Go to the Hideaway website for Utility Services Committee and click on the full link for full details.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other fund requests? Nothing? Okay. We'll now move to open forum. Can we get somebody to grab the?
Got it.
Okay, thank you. While Jeff's grabbing the forum, I would like to remind everybody that we try to limit the open forum to 3 minutes per person. Linda.
Now that I have it, what do I do with it? Just first, okay. First person, Stephanie Wolf.
Are they speaking up to the speaker here? Is that
The
what the
mic.
plan
That
is?
mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is Angie. Is she on there?
Hi, Angie.
My voice is hoarse. I was at a rally today.
She got is that a new microphone or an old one?
Hello?
That's an
Can you
old
hear me?
mic, so you'll have to get pretty
Yeah.
close, Angie.
Comes
Karaoke?
with instructions.
Are we doing karaoke?
Okay, that
There we
might
go.
be a little too close.
Very good. Thank you and good evening to the board and to the membership and also to the management team. I do appreciate you taking the time to allow us to have open forum this evening. I just wanted to stand here more in line with talking directly to membership and to let them know that on behalf of the individuals who did sign the petition that went out in July and August, that is being addressed and that we are being considered and that the rules are being reviewed and looked at. What I would challenge the board with is that this does not need to take months to decide to depend on being done ethically. The rules are very clear. The bylaws are very clear. Equal application of the rules and bylaws is what is expected. We do not expect favoritism, and we do not expect this to be dragged out for months until it becomes irrelevant. And so on behalf of the 127 signatures that were signed that have very legitimate concerns about what was happening the last few months, well, I'm speaking to you to move this forward in a timely manner that does not neglect the concerns that these members have. And for that, I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you, Angie. Next up, Stephanie Wolf.
Hello, board and Mr. Microphone. Welcome new members who were just voted in. I'm coming here in front of you today because we had a trustee who has broken many, both of our code of regulations, our general rules, our code of ethics, and not just one time, but many times. And these are egregious, defiant neglect of our rules. And so my question to you is, how are you going to handle it? Because if the rules do not apply to trustees in an equal manner, then how is it that when it comes time to for the board to discipline during IX or even for warnings and violations, even for our GM, I'd like for the board to answer how you're not going to hear and encourage people to say, well, gee, the rules, they apply to thee, but not to me.
I think I can field that one, Stephanie. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the board voted to censure said trustee as a means to remediate the situation. Unfortunately, we have a group of people in Hideaway Hills that don't agree with that. And so they're more than welcome to move forward with the petition or any other means that they think are necessary for us to make a decision to appease them. The petition in and of itself is kind of uncharted waters for us. So we want to be sure that as expeditiously as we can, that we vet the process and make sure that we follow it so that we do it correctly. And when we're done, we can put this thing behind us.
Dylan, I need you inside.
What is that? That's somebody.
And so how long does the board think that should take realistically?
Oh, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. It's our process for working through it has been exacerbated by lots of false accusations, lengthy emails that are being sent to us that we have to stop what we're doing to try to address, look at, answer, figure out. And again, I don't think there's a script, because we've never done this before, to address this situation. Now, that being said, we don't want this hanging over our heads any more than you guys want to wait to get an answer. We want to move this thing so that if it's in a form that's acceptable, that we can announce dates for a special election and vote so we can put this behind us.
So when you discuss, behaviors that we're going to tolerate, how is it that it's acceptable for this board to tolerate, disparaging, using members, several members, using private board information to do that. Like, what is the accountability and integrity of this board?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand your question.
Petition is being filed because our former vice president disparaged many members. She took calls of inquiry. I have copies of emails that she wrote about me, naming me in emails. This is a very serious thing. And so when you present your president's report, Chaz, and you say, there's things we're going to tolerate, there's good things, there's bad things. I just want to know what the standard is for treating members this way and it being acceptable. Maybe Ms. Kerrigan can answer that.
I don't know that we're here to put Ms. Kerrigan on the spot, okay?
Why isn't she allowed to do that to members, but she's not allowed to answer for her actions?
Stephanie, let me explain something to you, okay? I gave you the opportunity.
Finished at the 3 minutes.
Okay, I gave you the opportunity to speak and Stephanie, I gave you the opportunity to speak without interrupting you, and all I'm asking for is some reciprocation. The bottom line is that the board voted to censure Ms. Kerrigan, okay? They did what was within their authority, and they censured her, okay? Unfortunately, there are some members that don't approve of that, okay? They want to take it further. And we are entertaining your petition or the petition right now as we speak today.
My petition, just for clarity.
Understood. The petition, okay? And we're working through it as quickly as we possibly can. Again, it's we've been slowed by the regular business that's Hideaway Hills. We volunteer our time. And we are tasked with running the rest of the operation during such time as we're looking at making sure we do this properly. I find it hard to believe that anybody in this room wouldn't want us to do it properly so that when we're done, we can put this behind us, good, bad, or indifferent.
And what I'll say to that is that would be really nice if you guys applied those level of ethics to the behavior of the trustees.
We're working through it as of the time we came to the meeting.
We want to be really ethical about this petition, but where are the ethics when it comes to board members signing your name, saying that you agree to ethics and code of conduct and the way that we treat each other as members, and what that precedence is setting, not only for following the rules, but how this community treats each other.
We appreciate your opinion. Thank you.
Thank you.
So they jump their time to her second. We're done. Before.
Okay. Let us move to unfinished business.
We might have Margaret Euler.
No,
Oh, I'm
she
sorry.
yielded their time.
Oh, she yielded. Okay.
Okay. We good? Okay. Let's move to unfinished business. Late this afternoon, after having had conversation last week at the management committee meeting with Jim and Jeff Harper and the rest of the committee, we had a chance to discuss the audit that we've had. We released it to the membership today, including not only the audit in and of itself, but the original goal and the findings as well. I think, as was evidenced by Linda's reading of the findings last month during the board meeting, that there really wasn't anything in there that was earth-shattering. I think the few things that were in there, Jeff has already either initiated some fixes for or is in the process of working on it.
That's correct.
And really, it was kind of flattering. So well done to our office staff and Jeff's team. So the RFID tag was on here, Jim, from earlier this afternoon when we thought we were going to get a little deeper into that. So I think we've already confirmed what the direction is on that. And then I would like to move towards confirming the board reps for the committees, which has been a rather lengthy process, but I think we're finally to where we need to be, even as late as 5 minutes before the meeting.
Sure. Do you want me to read it?
I can, sure. Yep. Activities for youth, Eric Lapp, Adopt an Area, Cabot Ray, Airport, Eric Lapp, Barn, Mary Beth Fisher, Chapel, Cabot Ray, Communications, Linda Hodge, Food Service and Financial, Doug Parker, Food, Fun and Fellowship, Doug Parker, Golf, Tim Weibel, Health and Wellness, Chaz Cross, Lakes, Doug Parker, Long Range Planning Committee, Eric Lapp, new member committee, Mary Beth Fisher, Organic Garden, Annie Kerrigan, ORV Committee, Tim Weibel, Range, Eric Lapp, Social, Annie Kerrigan, Pool, Cabot Ray, Tennis, Chaz Cross, Utilities, Mary Beth Fisher, Website, Linda Hodge, Management Committee, Chaz Cross, Constitution, Linda Lonzinger, ACC, Linda Lonzinger, Delinquency, Mary Beth Fisher, Technology, Annie Kerrigan, and Key Initiatives, Linda Lonzinger. We got to change?
No, Cabot's going to cover
Okay.
golf for a couple months.
Okay. In lieu of Tim Weibel, Cabot's going to carry that banner for a couple months.
Which one is that now? I'm sorry.
Golf.
Was this necessary to do this? I mean, I thought this was at your discretion that I don't think we have to confirm anything here.
I don't think we do either. I was just reading the names off so everybody knew who they were. And again, I appreciate everybody for stepping up to the plate. I gotta be honest with you. I didn't realize we had that many committees until I got into this process. This is already heaping more time on you guys as it relates to what you volunteer for. So I appreciate what you guys do. Okay, any questions about that? All right, we need to now reaffirm the e-votes with Mary Beth Fisher.
August 19, reimburse Greg Patassin $76.40 for organic garden, gasoline, propane mower, tire repair, plus, and this might be what you talked about, $42 for Drake Reese for veggie spraying, 8-0.
Well, that was already done.
Additional, yeah.
Yeah, they come back a few times.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we weren't overlapping there. 8/19, reimburse Eric Boysko $578.29 and Sherry Panacea $571.05 from golf committee funds for member guest food and drinks, 8-0. August 22, reimburse Sherry Panacea $1,035 for food truck expense for member guest, 8-0. August 23rd, reimburse Kelsey Witt for Value Vet Wellness for shots and IV fluids for feral cats, 8-0. August 25, reimburse Karen McNabb $355.35 from golf committee funds for prizes, 7-0. August 26, release $198.83 for Lake Eagle Claw kayak and canoe launch gravel and delivery from Lakes Committee Fund, 8-0. August 27, Linda Hodge is appointed as the board point person for communication, 8-0. August 27, approval of request to build over the easement wherein member owns both sides, 8-0. August 30, approve an additional $2.94 for overage on gravel for kayak launch area, 8-0. August 30, allow 10-second or so video film within Hideaway Hills by Mike Blossel of pre-approved area, 6-2. August 31, move reservation of amphitheater for Health and Wellness Committee from September 25 to September 24, 8-0. 9-2, approve reimbursement for Chris Booth of $469.19 for member guest expense, 8-0. 9-5, approve the purchase of 9 condenser microphones and XLR cables for use during Hideaway Hills meetings with donated funds, 8-0. 9-6, approve extending the men's golf league by 1 week because of prior weather postponing golf, 8-0. 9/7. Health and Wellness request approval of a lake run on November 20th, 7/0. September 7th, pay Area Energy Electric for work at fitness center in the amount of $4,850.94 from Health and Wellness Committee funds, 6/0. September 8th, for the Lakes Committee funds to pay $600 for pontoon removal after party and $660 for 3 maintenance workers to assist with boat removal, 8/0. September 9th, approved dates for Hideaway Hills fall cleanup from October 6th through October 13th, 8/0. September 9th, allow the club to proceed with mediated terms on a member's delinquent account, 8/0. September 13, approve for Lakes to donate $100 to Activities for Youth for improving the basketball court at the front entrance, 8/0. 9/14/2021, allow Golf Committee to sell sponsorship for holes that are not renewed by current sponsors, 8/0. Finally, September 16th, for Lakes Committee to conduct a fundraiser to offer candle sales through online home goods provider, 8/0.
Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
And I'll second.
Moved by Eric, seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
That's
Yeah,
a
Lonzinger.
Doug,
Or I'm sorry, Lonzinger.
I'll say Doug next time, I
Doug.
promise.
Doug motions.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
The second.
sorry about that. Doug motion, Linda Lonzinger second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Let's move to new business topics. When I attended the management committee meeting last week, they had asked me to get a vote on approving JJ John Jeffers as the new chair of the Food Services Committee for management, correct?
Correct. I mean, that role's always kind of fell to the management committee chairman. I don't know why it's kind of defaulted there, but JJ stepped up and wants to take over that committee and work with Jeff to kind of help drive some good things up at the lodge and clubhouse.
We have a lot of committees that have the word food in them. So
This is an important one. And
that being said, can I have a motion to confirm John Jeffers as the management committee chair for the food services?
So moved.
Second. Second, Eric.
Moved by Linda Lonzinger, seconded by Eric Lapp. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. We also, I was also asked to gain approval from the management committee for the lodge/pool electric feed boring, which I made a note of that does not include wire. Said boring, if I recall, was in the amount of $18,000.
yeah, it's about $18,000 to bring those lines underground to the lodge and the pool, eliminating some of the overhead lines, kind of long-term plan to make our electric system more 20th century versus 18th century.
So with all the homes in Hideaway that are on the main line, they're offering to dig that hole for them. And then the homeowner just needs to have the hookup. Are they not offering that to us for this?
No, they're not. Because they're bringing it across the road by the dumpster. That's where they'll be burying that 3-phase line. So they won't bring it clear over here for us. We've pushed on them.
They just, yeah.
No.
Do we
Of
see
course.
that progressing at some point, Jim, down the road as for residents, I'm saying?
I think
That's
the long,
a fairly large expense, I understand, to do that for the residents, but
yeah, I think that, they're doing it for the residents because they're running it through the easements of their property, where this is, we need to bring it across our property, our common area to get it up to the lodge and the pool.
And Jim, does this ensure that we don't lose power as much or that we get better?
It's part of that long range plan. The less overhead lines you got, the less you lose power.
Sure.
Doesn't
imagine we'll have
mean
some-
we still can't lose power, but
Some poles coming down as well.
yeah, eliminate some unsightly poles and pull run into the pool.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve the boring for the lodge and pool electric feed?
So moved, Derek.
Seconded, Cabot.
Moved by Eric, seconded by Cabot, all in favor? Opposed? So moved. Next on the agenda is we would like to form a subcommittee of the Health and Wellness Committee regarding the rework of the basketball court down front. We had a member, Chauncey Stewart, that came up with the concept of taking control of what needs to be done or what we want to do down there. I think we circulated that with the Health and Wellness Committee and felt as though that's the best place for it. I confirmed with Joe Williams this afternoon that he's okay with that. And basically what we need is to handle it much like we did the rework of the beach, where we need a place to funnel donations and things like that too. And so we can keep track of it. Does anybody have any questions there?
Is it going to be primarily donations? Is that what we're doing
Oh.
right now, is trying to earn donations for it?
The thing is, we don't know what the total cost is. Chancey's still trying to work out the best court surface. So we're going to see how much we get in donations, but the management committee is all on board with offering up some capital funds too to try to get this done right. So really the committee is being named as just kind of there for a fundraising opportunity, and then management will work with Chancey to try to get this done the best way possible.
And I think we learned a lot from the whole beach experience. If I remember right, that started off on the wrong path, and we had to kind of reel it in a little bit. But in the end, it was wildly successful, and I don't see this being any other being an exception to that. For those of you who haven't looked at it lately, because it is an area where a lot of people just drive through, it is in serious need of some repair in and of itself, and to be outfitted with some regular posts and hoops and backboards and things like that. It does get used a lot. So
Chancey has had a member offer to pay for commercial grade backboards and rims. So the rest of the donations would basically go to
surface,
getting, elevating that surface up, making a good court surface.
Putting a crown on it so it
Yeah.
drains.
Some of the longer term plans is maybe to put some lighting down there so, kids can play a little later. But the initial plan is just try to get a decent court surface.
So one of the things that I think where we went wrong with the beach was there was all the private donations are going right to an individual, and they need to come into the club for a lot of reasons. And it's, so I hope this isn't too, but when we go to solicit donations for this, do we have a means to do that other than just sending a check to the club? I mean, if we talked, I know you've talked about maybe in the past, maybe Venmo or something like that, creating an account to make it simple for people to donate.
We haven't talked about that.
Oh,
That would.
never mind then.
No, we have not talked. Yeah, we did. Well, we threw the idea out. We have not went down the road of trying to get Venmo or a PayPal account set up. I mean, that was Jeff. You would have.
Conceptually, I mean, he mentioned it, on Facebook, and then it got a ton of traction. So I think we realized at that time that desire was there, and so how best to do it. So, but I mean, look, I don't see this being the last time we're ever faced with this, right? So as we move forward in this endeavor, maybe we hone our skills a little bit more to know what to do the next time it pops up, right?
Jeff, could you look and see if we could set up a Venmo or a PayPal account that, what would be the fee?
Okay.
I mean, there would have to be a fee. There's a fee to it, but to receive funds via, electronic means for this fund, it'd be a good opportunity to try it.
I think Venmo is free, but PayPal does take a chunk. And Penny, I think, I talked to her a little bit about it. back a couple months ago, but she was saying at this point that, just send in checks, but it would be nice if people could have convenient ways to send in money.
I talked to her as well about that, and the concern was, as you heard from the resolutions, we have multiple accounts, is where to put it, is what she, which account should it go into,
Okay.
was a concern.
Look, I mean, the easier we make it on people, the more desirable it will be to donate. So,
We just have to make sure that our small town banks can actually handle that. They don't do wire transfers apparently, so.
I think the other thing we need to do too is as quickly as we possibly can, try to figure out whether or not this is something we want to try to squeeze in this year or do in the spring. So we'll circle back with Joe and Chauncey and
Yeah, I told Chancey that the biggest issue if he tries to do asphalt will be the timing, because you'll run into mid-November. Cold. They shut the plants down, and so I don't know if we're going to try to do asphalt with some type of court surface. Dwayne Mickey, I guess, does courts at Bexley School, so he has some knowledge on that. But you can seal it with an epoxy sealer, or we try to do concrete, which would cost a lot more, but would obviously last a lot longer.
and take less maintenance.
Take less maintenance overall.
Okay, so I mean, that being said, we do need to vote on creating a subcommittee, correct? Does anybody have any more questions? So I need a motion.
So moved.
So
Second.
motioned by Cabot Ray, seconded by Eric Lapp. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Last thing I have under new business topics is the club communications regarding the posting of videos. I think if I remember right, the last day of August, Linda, you and Jeff got together to talk about a number of things associated with Hideaway Hills Communications, and really that list is getting pretty large. I mean, if I remember right, we covered everything from e-blast to social media to club website, YouTube, club correspondence, emergencies, WebExes, and the like. So, I mean, I have this 3-page overview of what you guys talked about, but can you just give us the highlights?
Yeah, let's just start with YouTube. Our YouTube currently, when we post videos of this meeting or management committee, they're public, meaning anybody with internet access can get them. They come up in a Google search. Now, that may not always be a concern, and I'm interested in hearing what you have to say, but sometimes we may discuss some things that we don't want outside people other than members to have access to, even vendors making quotes. That might be, they quote us one price, which may not be the same price they would quote to another customer. And I'm not sure we want all that out there being public. So we only have a couple of choices. YouTube by nature is public. We can, however, make our videos what's called unlisted, which means they won't appear on our channel. You won't go there and see management committee. I know Eric had a concern that we got to make sure that members still have access. What we can do is after the meeting, send an e-blast out with a link to the video. So all members can access it. But when you go to our channel, you won't see it there. So that's my recommendation is we do that. We make them unlisted.
What do you think? Does anybody have any questions about that?
What about the website?
The website was just put in there as it would be. We've got so many different communication channels now with, I think there were over 9 Facebook places, and people are posting multiple places to hit everybody. And then you've got the issue sometimes of some people being blocked by others so they can't see it. So I talked with Penny and also Ron Street, who was involved in creating, and Annie, in creating the current website, which is really a static site. I mean, there's not much reason to go there unless you want to look at the Echo.
Could we post our videos there?
Ultimately, I think we can. Yes, that's what we would need to do some rework around.
We have 2 pages now that are behind the password. So our financials are posted on a page behind a password now, as is the directory. So we could do something similar to that.
Yeah, and I think your original question was posting the videos on the website.
That's correct.
Okay, not necessarily what was,
But that would be a great way to keep them more private and keep them off of YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's my big concern is I want to make sure that all of our members, we don't make it difficult for them to be able to go out and see our videos. And my concern with unlisting it is I've got to look through emails and so forth to find that particular link. I think I could get behind posting them on our website where all of our members have access and can get to it if we did it that way. But to just unlist it, I think it's going to make it more difficult for people to find the videos, to see what's going on. And I think I'd be against that until we can figure out a way to post it on our website and only give our members access.
well, and I mean, just thinking through what Eric was saying, it might liven up our website a little
Yeah.
bit too, right? It'll cause more people to go there
Or traffic.
because I'm as guilty as anybody else. I mean, my primary reason for going there is looking at the Echo and reading it, but that might cause more people to go there and use it.
Which I think would be a real advantage. Right now, the only reason you go there is Echo or getting a form. Nothing ever changes. There's no new events, and I don't know that I'm no website expert by any means, but I think with the way it's created, Nanny would know more. We can add to that.
Oh, yeah.
We can add different pages. We can change some things around, which would be great because I'd like to see more people go there to find information than various other sites out there.
I think
I
we
would-
were hoping to do payments online.
I was just going to say that.
And I
Actually,
think
that
we
might
were-
be something if
the
Ron
portal.
does
Yeah.
do that.
Ron can do that, I'm pretty
He
sure.
wanted to do that. That was a part of the multiple phases we had outlined.
Right.
At the portal, and you could do a lot of different member related things in the portal.
Well, you could fill out your forms there and send them back to the office through there
And
too.
a portal would be something different.
Mhm.
You can't just do a portal really on the website. It's something different that we've been looking into.
That's
What
different
might be our
software, I guess.
options for that? Yeah.
Well, and keep in mind, just putting it on our website behind the member site doesn't give us full security, right? I mean, it's a basic password that we've been using.
Gives us more security,
It
but
gives us
not,
more
yeah.
than
Yes.
we've had before,
Yep.
but to go into, to do this and think that that's going to be the end all be all, that certainly is not the case.
Yeah, we probably should change that password every now and then that people use to access.
Yep,
Is it,
good point.
you forgive me because I've never gone in there to do this and I understand what you're talking about, but you only have one password?
Yep.
Well, that's bad. No, I mean, I don't want to be dramatic, but it really is. I had no idea we were doing that. I mean, we have still our own individual assigned passwords that we use for other purposes. All the members have a password.
You don't really need that anymore, do you? I don't think so.
Well, why
Depends
do
on
they
how you
ask?
want to
Well,
do
they
it.
asked me for it at the gate.
Oh, that's
Oh, security issue.
Oh, security.
Yeah, that's a security code. call
On
it.
the website, it's just for the secured member area where members only. There's one password.
That's, I wouldn't vote. I agree with Eric, but I won't agree once I know that it's just one password. There's gotta be another design to be able to deal with that. So everybody isn't using the same password.
And that gets you to the member directory, basically, is what's password protected.
Well, again, I think the one password is a little sketchy as far as security is concerned. That's all. I mean, there's
That
got
was-
to be a better way, and
so
I'm
this
not
was-
an IT expert by any means, but there has to be.
Requires
another-
money and resources.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's security.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, and especially when you can put a couple different things underneath that, the reason for making that change, right? So I think we've got that noted. Maybe we take away and in hopes that we can converge on something a little bit better, maybe by next meeting. I mean, obviously we can't change it before we post tomorrow's video, right? So, nor did I have any aspirations that we would be able to come up with something yet tonight, but it's certainly something that
sure.
I think we need to look into.
We'll look at what we can do with the website that we currently have to make it more robust.
And maybe we just have to do it in stages like
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
Annie said.
The key initiatives group, one of the areas is IT that we're looking at. And we're looking at making improvements over a period of years and it will be structured. But we have a lot of work to do on all of the areas before it's really ready for prime time.
The only other two big ones on there, Chaz, I think had to do with, there was concern about e-blasts and whether, and could we connect with membership on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, holidays, or after hours? Because right now it's the office, it's Penny's PC that sends that out. So I met with Jeff and Penny. Security can also send e-blasts 24/7 from their computer. So there are only two computers, security and this one. The reason for that is if we were to send it from our own, it goes through their network and that subjects the network to spyware, malware, all kinds of things. So there really are only two computers that can do that, but we do have access if we go through security to send something.
I wonder is all, so who is trained in security to do the e-blast? Do we have different people, all security officers?
Not all security officers, but you've got Dean, that I know of, Dean, Randall, and Cash. So
So
pretty well
Dean-
every shift covered.
Dean works 11 to 7, right?
Correct. Yep.
So, okay.
And Jeff, are there things that they are authorized to send out in the event they deem it necessary, or does that guidance come from you?
That guidance would come from me.
Okay.
So if we needed to send something out and you weren't here, do we just call you like at home and then
Yeah,
you
or
call security and you say
certainly-
it's okay?
Jim is, or the management committee chair will be the backup there.
Yep.
If you can't get a hold
I
of
would
me.
imagine you, our committee chair or our president should
Yeah,
be
I
able
think you should be able to do it
to
too.
do that.
Funny, I share that opinion. But yeah, so we've got a chain of escalation, so to speak, right? Okay.
There is a way to do it. And the office also recently increased the number of e-blasts that can be sent. So they upgraded the package. We were
good.
restricted to X number of e-blasts per month. And they recently increased that so we can send more.
Which was great until summertime hit. And we would run out of emails that we could send or blasts that we could send on the 25th to the 28th of the month.
But you're good now.
We're good now. We can send out a total of 100,000. There are
Hope that
1,000.
covers
I
us.
want to say 1,052 emails that a blast goes to. So basically you could send 100 email blasts in a month.
Good.
You say 100 per month?
Correct.
That's only 3 a day.
We're going to have to start attaching an Excel spreadsheet with tabs. It's much quicker than that. So
The only other item on there was about a board email address.
We discussed that at the last board meeting too, if I'm
did.
not mistaken. I don't recall that we converged on a general practice there.
That might be good though, because right now we're sending things to 2 emails. I know that Mary Beth has been dealing with that. I'm not on this HAW one yet, but I'll be certainly willing to do that. And I know a number of members here. I'm not sure, Doug, if you're on this new conglomerate email address.
It's not really conglomerate.
Well, it's us. We're coming together. So should we just all get on that thing?
Well,
But I don't think that's what we're talking about. I thought we were talking
No.
about a general email address that the membership can send an email to, and it's distributed to all of our.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All of our.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about.
It's the reverse
well,
of that.
Yeah, we looked
essentially.
at both.
Okay.
And there's a pretty substantial, if we were all to get Eric Lapp at hahclub.com, there's a pretty substantial cost that our vendor has for that. It's $5 per, and it gets expensive. What we can do is create one email address that says board@hahclub.com. So members would only send to that address. It would then get forwarded to whatever your email address is currently.
How would
That-
that forwarding process work?
It would, the system would
It's-
automatically forward.
Yeah, you
it.
just set up a rule in Microsoft Outlook to forward to these people.
Based on the title of the. of
No,
the
in
that
any
they-
email,
Pardon?
in any email is how you would want
No,
to
no,
set it
no.
up. You
What I'm
can set
saying
it up
is if
based on
somebody's
that.
trying to reach a specific board member, how does that forwarding process, automated as it is, know where to send?
It would forward it to all board members.
Yeah.
plus
Oh, they go
Either
all
Penny or
board.
I,
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so there's no, okay, I was thinking there was,
No, any
Okay,
correspondence that goes to that address would
All right.
automatically get forwarded to all 9 trustees.
okay, so the decision as a board then, taking out the technology factor is, does everyone want to, could everyone respond to all of those? Should everyone respond to all of those? Should someone somehow be designated to oversee that? I mean, you got some bigger logistical kinds of questions here.
So the beauty of it is since we made her the point person,
Right.
it all gets dumped on her.
Well, if she wants to do that, that's fine. But that's a darn big job.
It is. That's why she only got 1 or 2 committees because
Okay.
she's having
all
to
right,
do it every
all
day.
right, All right, all right.
Doug, and that saves a member from typing in.
Oh, I understand. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, I
Yes,
agree.
It does.
I just wanted to see, if everybody got it, could everybody respond? And obviously that's not the case, but.
Plus, I mean, when we created the communications position, it was communications in all aspects. But I think my number one goal with that was to be able to respond to members and their emails so that everybody had access to it or could see it. So
Well, and
Isn't that better?
it would be nice.
what's that?
If it would be nice if we could all do that, but it sounds like it would cost our membership quite a bit of money. And if our membership wants us to do it, we could do it. If they want to put the funds into it, that's what all of this comes down to. For enough money, we can do just about anything. So
I think with a board email address, plus if we all had HH Club email addresses, I think it was somewhere around $50 a month that would be from our current vendor to have that many mailboxes, and it's scheduled to go up soon. And we think to do that, all of us would have to have Outlook addresses as well, which means you have to have Office 365, which you may or may not have.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that might
just
be a
my
problem.
favorite thing. I got forced into that
I mean,
because my provider, and I'm not a fan. So I'll go on the record for that.
Well, okay.
So
I believe it was $5 per month per box.
and
Correct.
plus everybody has to have 365. So everybody.
Plus everybody has to have
Correct.
365.
So there's a cost with that too.
No, that's free.
Oh, at 365?
That-
I was going to say, you don't have to get the whole the 365 package.
Oh,
Office, you don't have to, because I don't.
right.
I just, yeah, okay, I won't get into my opinions on that.
Yeah, what the situation is, all of the ones that come with our current package are used.
Yeah.
So Jeff, Penny, security, maintenance, so all of them that come with our package are used. So anything additional would be $5, right now, $5 per month, but they're talking about going up $2 to $3 per box in March, I believe.
Okay.
Plus set up by the IT
Per
company.
email, per box means per email,
Per person.
per email address.
So do we want to table this again and come back with final recommendations next month? Or do we want to,
I'd make the motion to set up the board email.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
second that.
okay,
So I'll make that motion.
moved by Eric
And I'll
Clapp,
second it.
seconded by Cabot Ray, all in favor of creating the board email address.
Aye.
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 Opposed?
So who?
So
does
moved.
that in the background then? Who will put all the names in? Is that Linda then? Get that email set up and have that distribution and manage
I'll
that?
work with the office to get it set up. And then when things start coming in, this is new territory.
Okay.
So we'll have to kind of decide maybe who should respond to certain things, but I'll try to coordinate that.
Well, I would say that if somebody sent something to the board, any one of us should feel comfortable in responding to that person, your board member. But
I
I
think,
think having a point person certainly is. but-
yeah, because what we probably don't want though, Eric, is 3 people not knowing anybody else has responded.
Yeah.
And so they get 3 different responses from this board email address.
Not everybody hits reply all is the problem.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of that myself from time to
You're
time.
doing better. Seriously. Thank you for that.
Oh, that wasn't an
That-
indictment on you, Eric.
So we'll have to work out a protocol.
I didn't even know that. Okay, so that being said, we've voted on and we've authorized the creation of the one email address. Back in the conversation, Annie, I think you had the need to look at a more robust website with the ability for us to post our YouTube or the videos on the website.
Yeah, Linda and I can talk to Ron.
Okay. I just didn't want to lose sight of that. Okay. Anything else as it relates to club communications? As if that wasn't enough. Okay, I have nothing under old business topics, and I would entertain Linda Hodge reading the new member names, please.
New members. First of all, no club lots were sold. New members are Derek and Catherine Hickman, lots 1207, 1208. The Skelton Living Trust, Michael and Linda Skelton, trustees, lot 1037. Sean and Lori Summer, lot 83. Kenneth Bowen, lot 1048. Matthew and Lori Hunkler, lots 413 and 414.
Is that it?
That's it.
She needs to make a motion to accept them.
I
Yep.
make a motion to accept those, and it was seconded by,
I'll second.
Seconded by Eric Lapp. All in favor? Opposed? So moved. I need a motion to adjourn to executive session.
I would make that motion.
Cabot made the motion. Do I have a second?
Me.
Linda Longinger, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Actually are pausing. And we're recording.
Okay. I need a motion to return to open session to provide decisions of the board from the executive session.
I so move.
Moved by
Hodge.
Hodge, seconded by
Cabot.
Cabot Ray. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? So moved. Discussed in executive session, we had a conversation pertaining to verbal abuse of a company or club employee. We also discussed a dog situation with some dogs that were on the loose and a member complaint. We decided to table a suggested rework of the current building code pending further information. We discussed a foreclosure and remediation settlement on a property in Hideaway Hills. We also discussed an easement, a requested easement, and ACC and legal issues associated with said easement. We had conversation pertaining to the sale of a club lot that is currently on the market and a counteroffer based on an offer that was made last board meeting, and made a decision to stand our ground with the counteroffer. And we also had discussion pertaining to a response to a petition that's been filed with the board on behalf of some members that aren't happy with the board, how the board handled a situation earlier this year. That being said, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Linda Lonzinger, seconded by Eric Lapp. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? So moved. Thank you and have a great evening.